La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.
So if the rows aren't connected for the congregational prayer, there's some detail between the schools of Islamic law regarding this. But basically, a prayer could be, when it comes to the connectedness of the rows, either in the masjid or outside the masjid. So the whole masjid is fit for the congregational prayer. Right? So if let's say someone got locked in the minaret. They decide to climb up the minaret. The imam saw, okay, why is the door open? So they locked the door. So the guy got stuck in the minaret, and the congregational prayer starts, and he can hear it or see it. He could follow them because one place, let's say. But the sunnah is that the rows be contiguous in the masjid without interruption. So the whole masjid is considered to be one place. If there's an overflow from the masjid, so the masjid is full, they're praying outside the masjid, then the rows need to be connected, such that there is not an excessive gap. So there isn't an excessive gap. An excessive gap practically is if someone sees, say, yeah, they're praying together, but you can't follow the congregation from home, right? So you're 2 houses down from the masjid. If someone asks you, is he in the same congregation as the masjid? No. Right? Because the condition for the congregation is that people congregate, either actually, so they're in the same place, or effectively, that they're immediately next to it. But there's a big gap. So a small gap, it happens in Muslim countries and some other places. So the masjid is overfilled, they praying in this, across the road from the masjid. So a small road is not considered an excessive gap. But if you have a highway between it, if someone saw some people praying on one side of the highway and others following them on the other side, say, is this one congregation? No, because the highway is a big gap. So that's the general criteria, that people need to be in the same place or adjacent to it. Because otherwise we could all pray behind the imam of the Kaaba. But you can't follow the congregation. The question to ask is, are you congregated with them? Are you? Because jama'a is from ijtima', it's from being gathered together. Are you at the haram? No. Are you next to the haram? No. So how could you be praying behind the imam at the haram? Right? So that's the basic thing. So at home, for example, if there's a large iftar, the men are in the basement, the ladies on the first floor, right? That's adjacent. But auntie is feeling lazy, so men are praying in the basement. She wants to follow from her bedroom on the second floor of the house. They're not in the same place and they're not adjacent to it. So that wouldn't, according to most of the schools of Islamic law, that would not be valid.